Everyone, welcome back to another video. So a common question maybe for a lot of people wanting to lose weight or wanting to maximize their sort of weight loss with exercise, they might ask, what is the best exercise for weight loss? Now, some people may answer that with cycling or swimming or running, or even some people might even say weights or HIIT workouts or Pilates, or even some people might even say yoga, right? So now I'm going to answer it with with kind of like a different answer, right? So obviously you can just hit the bike and cycle as much as you can, or you can obviously run as much as you can. However, running in the early days you might be limited, as you can get obviously joint pains, injuries, things like that. So you can't just say, right, I'm going to start running an hour a day, 5 times a week, without any consequences. Whereas you could obviously just get on the bike for an hour a day, 5 times a week, no worries. So obviously cycling kind of wins out on that. Swimming, there's no impact. So yeah, you could just literally hop into a pool an hour a day, 5 days a week, no worries. So that also is another thing as well. Then you can look at the calories burned, the afterburn, things like that. So now what I'm going to say though is, although you can sort of choose one, you kind of have to be passionate about it, right? If you just say, right, I'm going to do running because I think it's the most effective for me, or I'm going to do cycling because I like I already have a bike, but I don't have a decent pair of running shoes, then you might down the line start to not enjoy it, right? So you have to do what you're passionate about doing. Now, if you're not passionate about swimming, then swimming is just going to be an exercise. It's just going to be a chore. You're not going to enjoy it, and probably you're not going to stick to it, right? Now, I can say the same about cycling. You might not be into cycling, or alternatively, you might live in a place where you're unable to cycle due to snow, or constant slippy conditions, or you might not enjoy going out in the rain, things like that, right? So for example, living here in England, when I was here in England before, I never wanted to get out on the bike because it was always raining, it was always cold, it was always snowing, things like, often snowing, things like that. So for me, living in England, cycling wasn't really a great option. So what I'm going to say is the best exercise for weight loss is the exercise or exercises that you can do consistently. Right now, I'm not talking about twice a week, or whenever you got time off work, or as long as the kids aren't gonna cause me any trouble today. I'm talking about an exercise that you can do 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever, consistently, week to week, not 2 days here, 1 day there, 5 days there, consistently. So if that's cycling, and if of course one of the great things about cycling is you can cycle to work, you can cycle to the grocery store, things like that. You might not be able to walk to work because it might be too far, nothing's really too far, but it might take too long, right? You obviously can't swim to work. You can't swim to the grocery store, unless of course you live on a river. But even then, you might not actually be allowed to actually go in the swim in the pool. The river, because it might be unsafe. There might be boats. Depending on where you live, there could be crocodiles or sharks, or piranhas or something. So what I'm going to say is the best exercise for fat loss, weight loss, is the one that you can do consistently. So if that's running, if you've got some beautiful running trails, beautiful scenery, you've got yourself a decent pair of shoes, or you're prepared to buy yourself a decent pair of shoes and get it done, and maybe you've already got experience with running, and you're whatever. Obviously walking as well, that's another good exercise. Anyone can just get out and walk. Even really people who are really, really big can just get out tomorrow and walk, whereas necessarily you can't get on a bike because you're too big, or you can't run because you're too damn heavy. You're going to cause problems. So as always, as I'm going to say again, the best exercise for weight loss is the one that you can do consistently, the one that you enjoy the most. I'm not saying you have to thoroughly love it, like, oh yes, I'm enjoying every second of this, but of course you've got to sort of want to do it more than the others. So you might prefer swimming to running and cycling, and you may have a local swimming pool that's, I mean, for all I know, you might have one in your back garden. So you might have a pool in your back garden, depending on where you live, or you might have a local swimming pool, swimming baths, as we call them in England, that might be like a couple of K away. How maybe you can walk there, cycle there, run there, whatever, right? So maybe you could even have like a whole little triathlon thing going on. You know, you could cycle there, swim, and then you could sort of run home or run around the block whilst you're there. So yeah, definitely consistency is key when it comes to weight loss. You can't just do a couple of exercises a week here and there, or miss several weeks and then do 6 times in 1 week, or just do it in the summer or whatever, right? So exercise for weight loss needs to be a consistent thing. I think it might be start raining. Exercise for weight loss is obviously a consistent thing. Yeah, just basically be consistent in it, find something that you love and keep at it, whether, like I said, it's hiking, walking, skiing, whatever. Just keep doing it, and obviously over time, you know, of consistency, you're obviously going to start losing weight. But you can't, and another thing here is you can't out cycle, you can't out run, you can't out swim, you can't out hike or out ski or out surf, whatever, a bad diet. So if you're wanting to lose weight and you thinking that exercise is the biggest thing, it's not. Diet's the biggest thing. If you're, you know, eating McDonald's several times a week, KFC, meat, dairy, eggs, junk food like that, sausages, bacon, and you know, you're eating loads of refined carbs, white bread, you know, Cocoa Pops 3 times a day, whatever, instant noodles, oil. If you're eating crappy foods like that, you're not going to be able to out exercise, so you're not going to lose any weight, unless you, of course, you severely restrict these things, which of course is no fun, especially if you're exercising. Well, you actually need more calories when you're exercising because you burn a lot, your appetite increases, things like that. So again, recap: best exercise for weight loss is the exercise that you can do the most consistently, the exercise you enjoy the most, and the kind of exercise that you can keep up for life, you know, without injury, without it being too hard. And again, you know, you can do it almost, well, where you live at least. You can do it where you live. Maybe you go abroad, maybe you can't do it there. But of course, be adaptable. So, for instance, maybe, you know, cycling is like perfect for you at home, but maybe you go on holiday for 3 weeks, or you visit a friend for 2 weeks or whatever, and maybe you can only walk there. So just do fast walking instead. Walking can be quite pleasurable. I'm certainly doing a lot of walking now versus cycling. The weather hasn't been great for cycling, but I'm definitely going to get back on the bike probably within the next week or so, as the weather seems to be brightening up. I've always been a fair weather cyclist, so cycling's not really an option for me for weight loss. I have to turn to other things: running, walking, weightlifting, calisthenics, things like that. So yeah, anyway, let me know your comments in the comment section below. Give this video an upvote if you found this video helpful. Sorry about the shaky camera. I'm still using a monopod versus a tripod, because my mate has my big tripod. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and have a great day everyone. I'll see you in the next video.